Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at image SEO and how you can get tons of search from Google. Image SEO is really cool because you can get more visits from Google through images. You can also help rank the pages that your images are on by optimizing some of your images as well. So it kind of has a double whammy effect. You get 2 for 1. So let's take a look at some of the things you can do to optimize your images for SEO. So the first one is the alt text. The alt text is the one you really want to focus on. If you do nothing else, you should optimize your alt text. Basically, most search engines read this, and especially the first image on the page should try to be keyword optimized for the content on the page if possible. Now it depends on what kind of images you're using on the blog post or the page. If those images are useful for ranking for other purposes, for example you're selling a product or you're a photographer or whatever it may be, and you want those images to show up in image search for specific kinds of searches and keywords, then you should optimize for that. What I typically do is optimize my first image for the keywords I'm trying to get my specific blog post to rank for, because my main image, my first image, is actually the blog post title image, and it's not trying to rank for anything else except for the keywords of the post. It's helping the post, but your situation may be different, so you need to assess what you're trying to rank that image for. I'm trying to help my post rank, and if the image ranks, that's interesting, but it's not that important to me because I'm trying to rank the post. But if you have product images, as I said, or specific images that are showing something or describing something, then the alt text should show that. It should be a short description of what's in the image, should have keywords if possible. It's used technically to show when the image doesn't load or to be read by screen readers. So for people who use screen readers and can't see correctly and are reading the text on the page, and when that reader hits an image, it'll read out the alt text normally. So that alt text is actually meant for something else, but it's also used by search engines and for putting images in search as well, because as you know, Google has a separate search for images, so you can also get traffic from images. So optimize your alt text, use your keywords, make it a reasonable sentence. If you do nothing else, just copy in your blog post title. That's usually what I do, but you can take it further and make it more interesting depending on what the image should rank for. So that's the alt text. The next one's the title, very similar to the alt text. It's also used by browsers when you hover over the image. Depends on the browser. Chrome does that. Some other ones use the alt text, so it's not consistent, but it should be used for hovering on images when you get that little tooltip. So again, it should describe the image as usefully as possible. You could just copy what you put in the alt text if you don't want to go any further. If your images are really useful and really adding to the content that you're showing, I would describe them a little bit more in the title, but don't go overboard. So this is an optional one, not super important, but you can add the title. The third one is the caption. That's the text that appears below the image when you actually publish the content. And this really helps readers who are scanning the post. They say that captions really capture the eye. That has been tested. So it's really handy to use captions to describe your image. Again, you can use what you've already used in the alt text or title if you want to go the really lazy way, or you can put something new in there. That's up to you, but it should describe what the person is seeing in the image so that it can help them understand the whole flow of the blog post or the content and understand what they're seeing. So it should be quite attractive, catchy, descriptive, and helpful where possible. So they're the main 3 fields that you'll get when you add an image. If you use WordPress, they appear below where the image is loaded on the right hand side. There's actually a 4th field called description, which we won't worry about, but these are the 3 main fields you'll get when you're adding an image. If you're not using WordPress, I'm not sure how you will alter these in Squarespace or Wix or your own system, but these are the kinds of fields you're looking for an image when you're adding it. So take a look at your system and see if you can Add these fields when you're adding an image. The next one is the file name. The file name should be relatively short. I would say 3 or 4 words maximum if possible. It may be that you need more. It should be short and descriptive. It should only include the main words that are relevant to the image, so get rid of all the small words. And what I normally do is take the main 4 or 5 words or less out of the blog post title and just add those in. So if the blog post title was how to add a plugin to WordPress, my image might be how plugin WordPress. That might be my file name. And you put dashes or minuses between the words. That's what Google's looking for. Don't put underscores, put dashes, and use your main keywords for that image's description. So make sure you rename the image before you upload it, because once it's uploaded, you can't change it. The other thing you should do before you upload the image is try to optimize the image. Don't just upload an image raw from your camera or from Photoshop or whatever system you're using. Try to resize the image to the size that you need to use for your website. So most websites are 11 or 1200 pixels wide maximum, at least the readable section. So in most cases, your image won't need to be wider than 11 or 1200 pixels. And in a blog post, it's probably even less. If you have a column down the right hand side, a sidebar in a blog, you're probably talking about 700 to 800 pixels maximum. So if you don't know and you've got a blog post that looks kind of like that, then go for 800. If it's a full width picture of a main page, you might try something like 1200. And also compress the image. Try to bring the size down to between 100 and 150 kilobytes maximum. If it's a blog post image, you could go even smaller, but if it's a full width page image, then it's understandable if it's 100 to 150 kilobytes. But don't let it be 1 megabyte or something like that. It slows down your website. Google doesn't like that. Users don't like that. It doesn't help. So optimize your images, rename your images, upload your images, add your alt text as a minimum, and if you want, add your caption and your title as well. So they're the 5 things that you want to do for image SEO. They will really help your SEO of your content as well as ranking your images and your website to load faster. So there's 3 main benefits of that. That's really cool. Try it out. Got any questions? Let me know. And then I'll see you in the next video.